Here we go again. Red Earth Creek Trailhead to Kananaskis Lakes. 8 days, probably 200 kilometers. Our original plan kind of lit on fire. When that happens, you just roll with it. It's gonna be awesome. Alright, saying goodbye to Big Springs Camp. Day 7.
We're all a little tired.
It's going to be a big day. So, plan for today is just following the trail we came in on pretty much until we hit Palliser Pass. Could be a lot of sort of steady walking along fire road type of a trail, which is just fine with me for today because 7 days in, I'm pretty sore and I'm pretty tired. We are going to have to deal with some real elevation though later on when we get up over Palliser Pass. It is going to be a longer day. It's going to be over 30 kilometers for sure. And yeah, we're going to be camping at Height of the Rockies Provincial Park, which means random camping. No facilities, no campsites to speak of. Yeah, things are going to be a little bit more rustic tomorrow night. Yeah, anyways, I'm not expecting this trail to be particularly scenic, at least for the first few kilometers here, but if anything pretty does crop up, I'm sure to bring you guys back. So this is the spot where Bryant Creek is emptying out into Spray Lakes Reservoir, just around the corner there. It's pretty. Nice little rapids there. Does it come? Just trying to get down to the water. Not particularly worried about finding water today, because until we start climbing up over Palliser Pass, the elevation is going to stay pretty low. So, shouldn't be too hard to find water along the trail today, which is good. Don't want to deal with another hot, dusty day like yesterday. Alright, a little trail junction here. There's a bridge over there that leads to Mount Shark trailhead staging area, where it's the easiest way to get into this area. If anyone wants the most direct route, it's just right over there. Only a kilometer or two up the way, I think. So for us though, it means we're getting off of the main trail and into a little bit more of a rustic trail. Palliser Pass.
You gotta stop your bike, Carsley.
Palliser Pass. 20 kilometers. Alright, well, let's get moving. So since we got on the trail heading up to Palliser Pass, we're definitely in like the highest risk section we've been in so far as bears, I would say. On our left, we've got river. So when we get down close to it, it's pretty loud. So hard for the bears to hear us coming. The wind is actually blowing into our face, so they probably can't smell us coming. And we're walking through little bunches of nice ripe berries and seeing the occasional pile of bear scat, relatively fresh bear scat in the trail. So we're just trying to make some noise, make sure we don't sneak up on anybody. There's a nice little view of the river though. So I'm thinking this is the Spray River. Kind of comes all the way down, headwaters up towards Palliser Pass there. So we're pretty much following this the whole way. It's a little steep, Cosy. You can't get down there yet, bud. Come on. Yeah, it's been nice, gentle hiking so far, which is nice for my tired legs and my sore feet. Obviously, when we get up towards Palliser Pass, it's going to get a lot tougher, but hopefully that won't be for a good long while. Can enjoy this while it lasts. So stopped at Birdwood Camp for a couple minutes, just to take the packs off and grab a snack. Camp is buggy as all get out, so we're not going to hang out here too long. Just enough time to rest for a few minutes, and then yeah, we're going to keep on moving. Burstall Camp is next up. I think it's another 4 kilometers from here or something like that. So that's probably where we're going to stop and get lunch and make sure we're hydrated and stocked up for water. Because from there we're going to start climbing up towards Palliser Pass. Although it is pretty much following a river most of the way up to the pass.
I don't want to run into a situation like yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, things can get kind of dry and dusty, it seems. Looking forward to getting up over the pass, though, and into Height of the Rockies. Seeing that area for a little bit. Yeah.
Pushing it as far as we can.
Yeah, it's 11:30 right now. Probably, you're allowed to random camp in Height of the Rockies, so probably try to find a good campsite around 5, 6 o'clock, and just get as far in as we can between now and then, just to try to make the day tomorrow as short as possible.
Second last day.
Second last day. Been one hell of a trip. I haven't been filming much today because it's been very green tunnely, and I'm still having some camera issues, so
I haven't really been complaining to myself about the green tunneliness, though. It's been kind of nice to have straightforward walking.
yeah, honestly, it was pretty much ideal. It's just nice, soft ground to put your feet on, fairly level, not a ton of elevation. It was actually just what we needed to at least cover half the ground this morning, with it being pretty gentle and easy. So that's nice. That's nice. Save our energy for the second half of the day.
In the heat.
Mm-hmm. There's a heat warning in Alberta today. We're supposed to get up to 37 degrees in Calgary today, which is crazy hot.
Especially for Alberta.
Mm-hmm. If it hits that, it'll actually be the hottest day on record for Calgary. So, yeah, it is. It's pretty warm out here. I'm glad that we're sort of down near water for most of the hiking today so far. Anyways, it's been a lot easier keeping everyone cool and hydrated. So, yeah. All right. Put the camera down and put the pack back on. Just a little ways past Birdwood Camp, and we would have some nice views. Trail seems to be going into the river. Oh, nope, it goes over this way. Everything's so hazy, so smoky. Looks like we might be out in the sun for a little while. Better drink all that water. Nice little warden's cabin over there. So I'm thinking Palliser Pass, probably up over there. Getting out in the open. It's nice that that breeze is blowing, because otherwise it would be cooking hot out here. Wish some clouds would come in though. Had enough sun for a week, I think. Well, we should be able to see the mileage go by in the next little bit anyways. Just did a little detour off of our trail to come to Palliser. No, Burstall. Jeez. Burstall campground. Just to take a little break and have lunch and everything. So we got a kick and chicken wrap rehydrating.
In the new packaging.
New packaging. I gotta say, I kind of like the old packaging because I can actually see into it a little bit better. I don't know. Grab some water from the stream, so filter that up. Dog's gonna take a nap.
Poor guy.
And yeah, then it's pretty much uphill from here. It's about 6.3 kilometers from here to the pass. And then down the other side. Feels good just to take the shoes off and air the feet out for a second, and just to stop moving for a little while.
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Not just like physically tired, I'm just super sleepy also.
Yeah. It's been a challenge, for sure. One I think I will look back on fondly once it's over. But I'm pretty much ready for it to be over. I kind of wish we didn't have to random camp today. It's just so much more work. Hanging bear lines and digging cat holes and yeah. Anyways, whatever. The further we can make it today, the easier tomorrow will be. So we will try to make it easier on ourselves tomorrow, I think. But what was it? What did I say? 1:45. So
back on the trail at like 30-ish.
I don't think it'll take us quite that long. Maybe it will. I guess we have to fill water and stuff, so yeah. 1:30. That's true. That's true.
He's pretty exhausted today.
Yeah. And filthy. He dug himself a nice little cool spot to lay down in, but of course he digs with his front paws and just covers his back paws with the dirt. And they're still wet from the stream, so yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to that lunch. And a nice cold coffee. Well, it's 1:45. It's hot as hell. Danny just soaked her shirt. Nice and refreshing putting that on. We're starting our climb up to Palliser Pass. So we've got about 6 kilometers from here. So we loaded up, got a bunch of water, took everything out of the dog's pack. So we're carrying that stuff right now, just to make it a little easier on him, because he's a tuckered little puppy. Got into it with a wasp when we were stopped for lunch. Looked like he was starting to swell just a little bit. We gave him a little Benadryl, which should take care of it. Of course, the only downside is it makes him drowsy. So, our original plan is to get up over the pass, over this way somewhere, and keep hiking for as long as we can till we get to a reasonable campsite. But we at least want to get up over the pass. There's a good campsite sort of right away, if it comes to that. But yeah, we'd like to keep going a little bit later on into the day if we can. Anyways, I'm gonna put the camera away and we're gonna get moving. Getting our first real look at what I can only assume is Palliser Pass up ahead there. And it's encouraging that it looks so short. Maybe it's just perspective because the mountains on either side are So much taller.
Quite a pretty area.
It really is. It feels very,
Prehistoric.
yeah, feels very rugged. It feels like we're the only people out here. For sure. Yeah. We haven't seen anyone since we left camp this morning. And I don't expect that's going to change between here and where we stopped this evening. So, well, finally off the flats and starting to work our way.
Not time to stop yet, buddy.
The climb begins here. Should just be, I don't know, a kilometer and a half or 2 kilometers maybe to get it up there. So far the trail's been blazed with orange flagging tape. It was most useful kind of going across the flats because the trail was kind of washed out and disappeared into the stream a couple of times. And then getting to this part, I made it pretty obvious where to go, so that was handy. Obviously, pretty straightforward now that we're on it. Alright, just need to get to the top of this hill. Alright, I made it up to Palliser Pass. This is Belgian Lake. I think we're still in Banff technically, so I don't think we can camp here. We need to get just over there, around the bend, a little further up, where Palliser Lake is. We can camp there if we're so inclined, but I think it's more likely that we're just going to keep on walking. Try to knock off as many kilometers as we can for about 6 o'clock and find somewhere down in the valley to set up camp. It's pretty. Here we go, leaving Banff, entering British Columbia, height of the Rockies, Provincial Park. It's British Lakes, 20 kilometers. Super. Restricted activity, yeah, we knew all that. Okay, let's see the survey marker. When did they put this thing here? Who knows? Long time ago. A lot of people have sure scratched their name into it. I think they built these during the 1920s when they did the official boundary survey of British Columbia and Alberta.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, well, bye Banff. You were fun. Here's our first little look at Palliser Lake. Now, we are in height of the Rockies, so technically you are allowed to camp here. Ow, stubbed my toe. We were originally thinking of doing that actually. When we were first planning out this little adventure, but since we have to do North Kananaskis Pass tomorrow still, it does make sense to try to push on a little bit further and get down into the valley below Palliser Pass before we call it an evening. So we're gonna keep moving. Would be a nice place to hang out for an evening though. Well, it's about 20 to 5. We just did the first little bit of descent from Palliser Lake. There's quite a bit more to go. Should be about, I don't know, 4 more kilometers, maybe 4.5, before we can call it a day. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Height of the Rockies Provincial Park does not get a lot of foot traffic. This trail is overgrown. Thick and weedy. But we're probably getting pretty close to the spot where we're supposed to ford the river. So, we're hoping that somewhere in there there's going to be a camp spot. If not, well, then I'm not sure. Not sure what we're going to end up doing. So, it's 8 o'clock. I'm in the tent. You're in the tent. We ended up doing about 30 kilometers today. And this portion, pretty much from Palliser Pass to North Kananaskis Pass, is just an overgrown mess. We came across a meadow and just kind of trampled down a little spot, set up our tent, and didn't even bother cooking or anything tonight. We just ate a bunch of leftover snacks. Because
I also got a nosebleed and punctured my foot since we've been here.
it has not been ideal.
It's been kind of a crappy day.
It has been.
There's been moments of very high. There's been some moments of very, very low.
Yeah. Palliser Pass is beautiful. I just wish
it is.
We planned for another day, because what we should have done is stayed up at Palliser Pass. There's a really nice campground. It's the only nice campground we've seen since we got to Height of the Rockies. There's a nice campground up there, and then you could get all the way through this nonsense and camp in Kananaskis at Turbine Campground without having to stay and do what we're doing. So this was a bit of a mistake, but whatever.
We live and learn.
Yeah, we're almost done.
As long as we make it through the night, we'll be fine.
Yeah. It's actually not the most uncomfortable tent spot I've ever been in. As far as my, how I'm laying on my mat right now.
I'm sideways.
Yeah.
I'm going to fall into you in the middle of the night. And just cuddle.
Alright, that's fine.
But you're right, we've been in worse spots. And it's a beautiful view, actually. There's mountains all around us, and they all have the alpine glow right now. It is quite beautiful.
Yeah. Anyways.
And the dog is asleep.
Yeah, good. Get his rest. Because we've got about 24, 25 kilometers, something like that tomorrow. So.
My thoughts, first light.
Yeah. We probably won't even make breakfast. We'll just grab our food, start going down the trail, pack everything up and get on the trail as quick as we can. And then somewhere along the way, maybe we'll stop and get water and maybe make some breakfast. Well, good night. I'm glad this day is over, and it's making me really look forward to my post-hike hamburger and probably a nice cold beer. And a shower. Good night, everybody. It's a little after 6 o'clock and we're getting everything all packed up. You can see our lovely home for the evening. Don't know if you can tell, the ground is a little uneven. There's a stream right over there. And it's kind of a shame because if it wasn't such like a desperate situation, it actually would have been kind of a nice view. But way over there is Palliser Pass. That's where we came down yesterday afternoon. So, yeah, my hands are shaking a little bit because I'm hungry. So we're going to finish getting everything packed up here. And, yeah, I'm going to move on down the trail just a little bit till we find a decent spot to stop and sit and eat something and filter some water and all that good stuff.
Yep.
I don't know if that's showing up, but all those little white flecks are pieces of ash. It was falling pretty heavy last night. Whoop. I know, you're ready to get moving. A couple more minutes, buddy. Just gotta take down the tent. First pink light in the sky from the sun coming up. We are back on the trail, heading for Kananaskis. And a shower and a hamburger. Well, height of the Rockies Provincial Park is rustic.
Beautiful.
It is quite pretty, but it's kind of hard to get to, so it doesn't get much traffic. And the tricky thing with such dense bush is that it's easy to trip on stuff you can't see, rocks and stumps and things.
Hey, bear.
Yeah, lots of bear calls too. It's probably a good idea. So how'd you sleep last night?
Not nearly as terrible as I thought it was going to.
Yeah, we managed to get a few good hours anyways, so that's pretty good. Alright, have the camera away, focus on what I'm doing here. Hopefully we find a decent spot to stop to do breakfast pretty shortly. So we're almost at the spot where we're going to need to ford across the Palliser River. I just wanted to stop because this is the closest thing we've found to a camp spot since we left Palliser Pass, but I would say emergency use only. Ideally you want to plan so that you can get all the way through this area without having to stop.
Yeah, stop at the top of the pass.
Yeah. Like if you do Turbine Canyon to Palliser Pass, that's pretty doable in a day, and then you'll have actual camp spots and probably get a nicer night's sleep. We just crossed a minor tributary of this river just a little further down there, and we saw what looked like we had to cross this also. But we just walked along the shore, and sure enough we found the trail again. So looks like we're all good. We're just gonna head up here. Kananaskis Pass is sitting up in that saddle there. North Kananaskis Pass, I should say. And that's where we're going.
That should lead us to our car.
Eventually, in about 23 more kilometers. Alright, this does look like decently well-traveled trail though, so I feel like we're on the right path. Finally getting our first real look at North Kananaskis Pass. Just gotta get up there, and then should be mostly downhill from that. It looks pretty close. Also looks kind of tall. Okay, Cosley, we'll keep moving. Made it! Oh. So, what's that?
That is a hard-ass climb.
Yeah. Hardest climb of the trip, maybe? Yeah, I think so. Alright. Good news is, this is Maud Lake, right up ahead here. That's going to be a nice place to stop, take a little break, take the packs off, chill out for a few minutes, and probably make the coffee that we never had this morning.
We could have camped right here last night.
Yeah, if we climbed up that. I actually was thinking about suggesting it, but
I wouldn't have made it.
And it might actually be too close to the boundary to legally camp. But yeah, I was thinking that would have been pretty awesome to come up here and camp in the Alpine. But you know, you saw yesterday. You saw what that was like. We were done. Wow. What a beautiful lake. That glacier. Fantastic. Well, ready to take the packs off and stop moving for a few minutes. But first I think we should probably skirt around the lake here. Find a decent spot to rest. Taking a little break down at the side of Maud Lake. And I suggested, let's make some coffee. Have a little caffeine this morning because we didn't get any before we got on the trail. And Danny, being the genius she is, made the even better idea of let's make some macaroni and cheese to go with that coffee. So yeah, that's what's happening now.
I have no idea how excited I am.
We never do hot lunches. This is awesome. Hot coffee, hot KD.
What are you gonna have for lunch?
Yeah, it would be pretty easy to polish off that whole thing for sure.
Whole bag pretty quick.
Yeah.
Seems how we didn't have dinner last night and we barely had breakfast.
Yep.
Sometimes when I'm tired, I just don't want food.
Yeah, I hear you. Last night, I wasn't feeling like eating at all. I mean, partially that was just what we had to eat. But yeah, I just was kind of feeling unwell. And then about 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, my stomach was just growling. I'm like, I'm so hungry.
As I was falling asleep last night, my stomach started growling. I was like, yeah.
Ah, well. Yeah, so just gonna finish off this lunch, pack everything up, and head on down. Trail going that way. All right, after a glorious little lunch break, we're moving again. Feels like the weather might turn on us here. Wind's picking up. A little cooling breeze. I'm not gonna lie, I'm fine with hiking with a bit of a breeze for the rest of the day without any real sun. Be totally okay with that. Nice little view of Lawson Lake down below us there. It's a pretty spot. No camping allowed at this one. The smoke is really rolling in like crazy. You can barely even see the ridge across the way there. Oh, the trail has been so nice since we left North Kananaskis Path. It's just been like this. We're probably moving at about 4.5 kilometers an hour, which feels like a lot after how slow we've been moving for the last few days. So, feels great. Maybe we'll be home sooner than we originally planned. So, it should be great. It's a beautiful area. We're gonna have to come back and stay up at Turbine sometime. We either blew past the turn off to see Turbine Canyon, or it was through the campground. Just a reason to come back. Come back and do some exploring in this area sometime anyways. Maybe do a loop of the 2 Kananaskis passes, which would mean going back down into height of the Rockies. So we came up from over this way, so South Kananaskis Pass must be up in here somewhere.
Seems like it would suck to have to go down North Kananaskis Pass.
Yeah, it would be a tough trip, but it might make for a really cool tour.
That would be awesome.
3-day kind of little trip.
I just don't want to do it right now.
Yeah, that's fair. Here's the best look at the lake down at the far end here. Party. All right, rolling up on Forks Campground. We are going to be heading downriver towards Kananaskis Lakes. and the car, and some well-earned rest. It's quite the pile of firewood over there. Really stocked up.
It is. I think anybody can use it at the moment, so.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a fire ban on, so probably why there's so much left. Are there more campsites than there was when we were here before?
Maybe. I don't remember. It was what, like 5 years ago when we were here?
Yeah, about that. Gonna have to come back here sometime. It's part of a adventure up over South Kananaskis Pass, because now we need to see that, right?
I would also like to come back here when it's clear and go up to Turbine.
Yeah.
So I think this hike along here would be incredibly beautiful.
That's probably
like it
true.
was incredibly beautiful today, but more beautiful.
Yeah. All right, 7 kilometers to go. Almost there. Oh, wow. There's a beautiful lake underneath all that smoke. But be lying if I said I could appreciate it at all right now. Right now, all I'm thinking about is getting to the far end of this sucker and our car and getting off my feet. So, that being said, I'm probably not going to film anymore on the way out, because right now, just need to get a hamburger and a cold beer into my face. But
The dog will still probably be asleep by then.
probably. Suffice to say, this has been one hell of a trip. It's been beautiful and challenging and rewarding and exhausting. And I want it to keep going, but I want it to be over. Don't know if I've ever been so excited to see a parking lot. Can't see much else because of the smoke. Did it. 8 days by over 180 kilometers. Oh, made it. So, better.